There's someone coming through in this energy who is a quiet person, kind of a shy person, sort of reserved. This is not somebody that is emotionally unavailable or emotionally inept. They are somebody who feels things very deeply. They may resonate as an empath. This is also possibly somebody who is on the neurodivergent spectrum. So they love a little bit differently. They have different sort of energetic requirements, a different energetic threshold when it comes to expressing themselves, being in the presence of things which affect them very intensely. And so this person almost might have been giving you some sort of impression that they are hesitant or disinterested, but it feels like it is very much the opposite of that. This is somebody that has a great degree of admiration for you. They feel a lot for you. And this is somebody that is almost kind of struggling to sort of put themselves in the frame of mind or in an actionable space to be able to open up to you about what it is that they are feeling, and to trust that you will understand what they're trying to get at, even if it's hard for them to kind of put that into words, or that small efforts and gestures made towards you will be received and will be understood by you as kind of like, this is my way of signaling to someone like I'm interested. This is how I kind of make that first move. This is how I take that step forward. And it feels like this is the type of person who has experienced a lot of rejection in their past, because they love a little bit differently, because they see the world a little bit differently, because their needs are a little bit different from other people's. This, it feels like, is also someone who has missed out on a lot of opportunities because of that sense of almost kind of actual sort of like needs and forms of self-expression that are not typical, not usual, not sort of somebody that leads with like a loud confidence or, you know, a very egoic energy, but this is somebody that is almost kind of, they quietly move towards something. They'll take baby steps. They'll inch forward until they're in close proximity, and then they seize the moment. Somebody that tiptoes in until they pounce. And that might not always have been received well. That might have been something in the past that it's kind of like they misread mixed signals from others, or they waited too long and sort of missed the moment. This may be things in other connections where it's like they've taken those profound steps forward, have become overwhelmed, and then sort of pulled away. And other people they were dealing with couldn't really understand that. So this is somebody that's very cautious to kind of make a move towards you. Not because it's like, ooh, I don't know what'll happen between the two of us, but like, I don't know if you're going to get and understand kind of like the vibe of who I am. This is not somebody that it feels like is trying to mess with you or be hot and cold, or, you know, kind of give you the wrong impression, or, you know, give you mixed signals. But it's almost something that it's like opening up to new people, approaching new people, or even opening up to deeper kind of layers of the spectrum of what it is that they feel about things. That's a challenge, not just in this situation, but in general. And it doesn't signal somebody that's emotionally, you know, again, like immature or emotionally shut down. It's just they're a little bit slow to warm up to things. This is something where they take steps and then they have to kind of acclimate to the newness of that experience. Like, ooh, I've just put myself out there. I've just stated some kind of truth. Now I need to sit here in the limelight for a second. I need to sit in the spotlight. I need to sit in the reality of like, yep, I said that. I did that. Let me just sit with that for a minute. Let me sit with that sense of self-satisfaction that I was brave enough to take that step forward, that I honored my personal truth. Let me sit here for a minute and see, like, how are you going to react to that? How are you going to respond? Kind of what happens next? Let me check in with myself and sort of plan what I do next. So this is somebody that, yeah, there's a lot of interest towards you that they've been slow to express. And it feels like somebody that is warming up to this reality that, like, yeah, it's time to take that next step forward. It's time to make a move. Maybe time to pounce on this situation if they've just been sort of like inching closer to you. We have, you are always in my dreams. So you are this person's dream person. Everything about you feels so nice to them. They love your personality. They love your energy. They love your sense of style. They love the way you carry yourself. They love your sense of humor. They love the way your mind works. They love the feeling that you give to them, even when you're not around. They love the fact that they are just kind of almost like captivated by you. You may find this person just kind of like staring at you very silently, or almost like taking in every word that you say, like not just actively listening, but almost kind of, you may feel that like their energy is very open, very intense, because they're not just kind of like listening, they're reading all these other cues. They're taking it all in, they're registering all of it. This person is very enamored with everything about you. They're very fascinated. And this is somebody, it feels like, that has like, they have a whole list of qualities that they've created in their mind. Maybe even like a list of pros and cons that they've written out as they've been doing this dance with themselves, kind of like getting closer and closer to that place of, I gotta pounce, I gotta make my move, I gotta express myself. I can't just sit here and let this opportunity with this person pass me by. And so they've thought of all the reasons why they need more time, why they need to sit in place, why you might reject them, why it might not work. But the list of qualities about you that kind of just like bring them to this place of like, I can't do nothing, that far exceeds that list of reasons why it's like, maybe it's better to just wait. Maybe this isn't the right circumstance. Maybe this isn't the right person for me. So whether this person knows it or not, it feels like they are manifesting an opportunity with you. You may feel this person's energy a lot. You may be dreaming of them as well, because this is like where energy flow, or where attention goes, energy flows. This is somebody that is, you're on their mind. You're like the hot topic of both the fantasies as well as kind of like the logical thoughts, and you're very much in the emotional space of this person, and something within you may be picking up on that. You both could be empaths. You both could be on the neurodivergent spectrum somewhere. You both have this like unique love language between the two of you, this personal little telephone line energetically that connects the two of you. A lot of telepathy happening as kind of a preceder to some sort of material conversation, something that this person knows they need to verbalize. It feels like they may have given you some hints and indicators up to this point in time of their interest in you, where it's kind of like your attention then was more focused on them. You're kind of like, okay, you got my attention. Do you have something to say? Are you interested in me? Like, you're sitting there in this perfect receptivity mode. You're doing everything right. You're embodying your yin energy. You are very magnetic. And it's turning this person on. It's kind of like, okay, I know that I need to step forward. I know that I need to be the one to make this confession, to profess my feelings, to do something in this circumstance. And it feels so right. I just need that follow through. We also have, you have the most beautiful soul. Yeah, so it feels like they probably have also thought about that in terms of all the wonderful things that they love about you, that they adore about you, that they're attracted to. There's also this very important quality about, there's just something about you. I can't explain why, but you feel right. You feel like somebody that is like perfect for me. You're what I want and you're what I need. And I want this. I need this between the two of us. Something more will happen than just this energy of me sitting here and convincing myself over and over again that, like, yeah, it's time to take another step forward. Yeah, it's time to plug in energetically and not just think about things, not just kind of like manifest an opportunity because I'm sitting here, in the midst of my own orbit, in my own world, kind of going over all of the reasons why I want to experience something more with you, but I know I need to, kind of put feet on the pavement and walk towards you. I need to let the rubber hit the road and take that forward step. I need to open my mouth and speak my truth, even if it comes out in a way that, sounds silly, or, it doesn't exactly sound calm, cool, and collected, or maybe it sounds very just kind of like dry and direct and almost like too much to the point. That may be something with this person as well. Is like they have this deep capacity for like romance and affection, but they might not have a filter. So it might just be like, I know if I say something, I'm just going to get straight to the point, and that might be like, okay, there's no turning back from that. Once I say certain things, like I can't unsay them. Once I knock on that door, with flowers in my hand, I can't just pretend that I came over to ask for a cup of sugar, like that kind of a thing. That this is somebody that is kind of like, okay, this next step is crucial. I know myself, and I know that I'm not good at pretending, or I've already pretended up to this point in time, but I don't want to wear a mask with you anymore. I don't want to like just live in the land of innuendo and suggestion between the two of us. I want something more obvious, more open. I want to explore this. I don't just want you to be like a fantasy in my head. I don't just want to keep, building up the possibility of what if. I want to see the reality. Are we actually compatible? Will we really be good together? What is going to be your like honest reaction or your honest response if I invite you more into kind of like my internal world, my emotional world? If I express that out to you in some capacity, that kind of gives you an understanding of like the way in which I love or express love, it may be different from other people that you've known. Maybe exactly what you're looking for. That's the other thing. This person's like, maybe I'm exactly the type of person that you're looking for, and I'm overcomplicating things. I'm making this feel very difficult, and it's like the easiest thing ever. We align totally, and there's no reason for me to be scared or hold back, but I won't know until I know. So they're looking at this from like every possible angle, but everything inside of them, all the signs outside, everything within is kind of just, it's very drawn to you. You are sitting in a very, again, like a yin energy, a very magnetic energy for them. And it feels like, interestingly, you may be somebody at this point in your life, you're like, no, I'm in my yang energy. I am taking steps forward towards, things that I can control in my reality, goals that I have, dreams that I'm trying to make happen, things in my life that need attention in the here and now. I'm not waiting around for anyone. I've got things to do. I know my worth. I know my value. Like from your perspective, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just charging forth, living each day to the fullest. But as far as this person is perceiving it, or in terms of like what it is that they are embodying or what they need or what they require, what they want, it's like you're in this very juicy and like prime magnetic energy. It's like, yes, good. You're distracted with other things. You're focused on other things. You're focused on yourself. This gives me the opportunity to use the element of surprise. Then I can tiptoe up and I can pounce. I can be that person that comes in and breaks through the silence and uncertainty between us. I can embody knight in shining armor because I've freed us both from this energy of the unknown, where you're just living your life, you're moving forth through time, and I'm able to come in and create a place for myself alongside you on that journey. We also have, I'm trying to impress you. Yeah, so there might have already been things that this person has done where you're sort of like, were they flirting with me? Was that meant for me? Was that intended for me? Was this person trying to like show off in some sort of way? Was there something more to that eye contact? Was there something more to, somebody that you like hug, like in a friendly way? Was there something more to that hug? They hugged me for a really long time, or, I caught them staring at me from the other side of the room. Was there something to that? Is this something where they were kind of just like lost in dreamland, or were their sights really on me? Something where it's kind of like your spidey sense is picking up on this, your intuition is picking up on this, and in some way it's becoming kind of obvious to this person person as well. They're kind of like, okay, I'm not really moving with the element of surprise in the same way I thought that I was. You know, I had that to my advantage at a certain point. You know, I was keeping like a stone face. I was keeping my poker face. I wasn't letting, you know, my real intentions be known. But there's something that, you know, could be kind of like a self-created nervousness, a sense of urgency, or something that they're picking up from your vibe that is kind of like, okay, I know that you know, and you know that I know. And so it's up to me to make this next move forward. It's up to me to, you know, kind of validate the suspicion that you've had that, like, yeah, I'm making eyes at you. Yeah, I'm interested in you. Yeah, I'm kind of like going out of my way in order to sort of boost up what I feel are like strong qualities, and also to hide parts of themselves, kind of like run away from moments that might have been kind of like embarrassing or awkward, or things that have like come out wrong. You might have noticed this person like blushing or stuttering, or something where it's just kind of like there's obvious sort of reactions within this person, that if it were just casual, if there were no kind of like interest, or, you know, no kind of like deeper feelings than whatever has been expressed up to this point in time, then they wouldn't be doing these things. They wouldn't be kind of reacting in that way when you're around. There may have also been other people that have kind of told you, like, yeah, I think they like you. You know, what's going on between you and that person? Like, I think there's something there's something to that. You know, and so this is something where this person is like well aware of that, like, okay, the time is now. There's no time like the present. I need to just take the step forward. I need to kind of just put myself out there. I need to risk it all. I need to risk rejection. I need to run forth to that possibility that, like, yeah, this is it. This is the person. This is the one I've been waiting for. This is something that really can be beautiful, can be good between the two of us, can align with everything that I've been wanting, needing, and requiring, and that I can be that for you as well. So for a lot of you, you know, get ready for this kind of like shy, you know, sort of like composed, somebody that hasn't really been very loud about their affections, for them to kind of almost like burst forth with something. You're like, where'd that come from? What version of this of you is this? Like, something that will be very unmistakable in terms of like, okay, I guess they are interested. I guess this is kind of like a mutual crush. We've both been sort of not so secretly admiring one another, and they were finally bold enough or brave enough to open up in some sort of way. Something that it feels like will be a new and interesting experience for the two of you in terms of what happens next in this situation, and maybe also something that's very different from, as compared to like people who have approached you in the past, or, you know, people that you've aligned with, or people that you've attempted to have connections with. It feels like this person is connection ready. You know, they have a very deep capacity to feel things, and so with that comes almost having to sort of like tread lightly to a certain extent as you get into those deeper experiences with one another, but then also knowing that this person is not someone that's going to like shy away from your depths. This is not somebody that is just kind of like, yeah, I want to splash around on the surface. I'm only looking for, you know, puddles in terms of emotions to sort of jump in and out of. No, this is somebody that's kind of like, yeah, I live my life in kind of these deep waters, and I've been looking for someone that can understand that about me, and can find that very like wonderful, or somebody that, you know, also is able to kind of have that depth within themselves, so that, you know, I feel that I'm kind of like equally matched in terms of who I'm exploring emotions with, who I'm exploring romance with, who I'm exploring a loving partnership with. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.